LSD is one of the strangest and most controversial substances known to science. A dose smaller than a grain of salt precipitates a hazardous mental journey into a universe of hallucination, intense emotion, and some believe mystical revelation.
In 1950, the US government began funding secret mind control experiments on civilian and military personnel. For over 20 years, thousands of people were purposely overdosed on drugs such as LSD-25 in order to test its effectiveness against brainwashing, hypnotic suggestion, and even torture. Richard Helms became the director of the Central Intelligence Agency in 1966. He successfully managed to destroy the archive on MKUltra when he left some 6 years later in 1972.
When thousands of government-sponsored experiments did take place at hospitals, universities, and military bases around our nation, some were unethical, not only by today's standards, but by the standards of the time in which they were conducted. They failed both the test of our national values and the test of humanity. The United States of America offers a sincere apology to those of our citizens who were subjected to these experiments, to their families, and to their communities.
Was administered at the start of each day's exercise. 25 minutes later, the first effects of the drug became apparent. The men began to relax and to giggle. But this man was more seriously affected. And had to be removed from the exercise. After 35 minutes, one of the radio operators had become incapable of using his set. And the efficiency of the rocket launcher team was also very, very impaired. Notice the bunching and indecision. Almost immediately, the section commander tried to use a map to find the location of troop headquarters, and had to have the way pointed out to him. 10 minutes later, the attacking section had lost all sense of urgency. Minutes after taking the drug, radio communication had become difficult, if not impossible. But the men are still capable of sustained physical effort. Constructive action was still attempted by those retaining a sense of responsibility. In spite of physical symptoms. But 1 hour and 10 minutes after taking the drug,